The year is 1933. A shadow falls across Europe, a shadow of evil, of hate, of a man named Adolf Hitler. Who was this man? He was a monster, a tyrant, a dictator. Hitler's name will forever be synonymous with the horrors of the Holocaust. But how did this happen? How did a man with such hatred rise to power? How did the world stand by as millions were murdered? These are the questions that will forever haunt humanity. Hitler's story is one of ambition, of manipulation, and ultimately of destruction. It is a story that must be told, so that we never forget the horrors of the past. It is a story that begins, not in the halls of power, but in the small Austrian town of Braunau am Inn. It is here, in the heart of Europe, that the seeds of hatred were sown. Adolf Hitler was born in 1889. His childhood was unremarkable. He was one of 6 children. His father was a customs official. His mother, a devout Catholic, doted on him. However, young Adolf's life was marked by turmoil. His family moved frequently. He clashed with his strict father. He was a poor student, failing to graduate high school. Hitler drifted. He dreamed of being an artist. He was rejected by the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts. Twice, this rejection fueled his anger and resentment. It was in the slums of Vienna that Hitler's hatred for Jews began to fester. Vienna was a melting pot. It was a center of art and culture, but it was also a city rife with poverty and anti-Semitism. Hitler was drawn to the hateful rhetoric of the time. He blamed Jews for his misfortunes. He saw them as a threat to German purity. He devoured anti-Semitic pamphlets and newspapers. His hatred grew deeper. Hitler's artistic aspirations faded. He channeled his rage into politics. He joined the German Workers' Party. This small fringe group would become the Nazi Party. Hitler found his voice as a voice filled with hate. Germany was in turmoil after World War I. The economy was in ruins. The people were desperate for a leader. Hitler saw an opportunity. He was a charismatic speaker. He tapped into the anger and resentment of the German people. The Nazi Party promised to restore Germany to its former glory. They blamed Jews, communists, and other enemies for Germany's problems. Their message resonated. The Nazi Party grew in popularity. Section 5. The Jaws of Tyranny, Hitler's Grip on Germany. In 1933, Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany. He moved quickly to consolidate his power. He banned opposition parties. He silenced the press. He created a totalitarian state. Germany was now under the control of a dictator who had long dreamed of a 1,000-year Reich, a dictator who would stop at nothing to achieve his twisted vision. Section 6. The Sinister Campaign, Propaganda and the Furies of Hate. Propaganda was Hitler's weapon of choice. He used it to spread his message of hate. Jews were portrayed as enemies of the state. They were blamed for Germany's economic woes. They were demonized, dehumanized. Children were indoctrinated in schools. Newspapers and radio broadcasts were filled with Nazi propaganda. Hitler's lies became the only truth. The stage was set for genocide. Section 7. The legalized persecution of Jews, stripping away humanity. Hitler's hatred of Jews soon manifested itself in law. The Nuremberg laws of 1935 stripped Jews of their citizenship. They were banned from marrying or employing Aryans. Their businesses were boycotted, their lives were systematically dismantled. Step by step, Jews were excluded from German society. They were made into outcasts. Their humanity was slowly erased. Section 8. The Holocaust, a scar on the soul of humanity. The Holocaust was the systematic, state-sponsored persecution and murder of 6 million Jews by the Nazi regime and its collaborators. Jews were rounded up and sent to concentration camps. They were worked to death, shot or gassed. The horrors of the Holocaust are beyond comprehension. The world would never be the same. Section 9. The Echo of Evil, Hitler's Enduring Legacy. Hitler's reign of terror finally ended in 1945. He committed suicide in his bunker as Allied forces closed in on Berlin. but the scars of his evil would linger for generations. The Holocaust stands as a stark reminder of the dangers of hatred, intolerance, and unchecked power. We must never forget the victims. We must never let history repeat itself. We must always fight against injustice and oppression. Only then can we hope to build a better world. If you enjoy ancient stories, subscribe to my channel for more fascinating content.